The deeper meaning behind suffering in study lecture 4626 question. Ever since I started listening to GONG right Dharma lectures, my condition gradually worsened. Only now, after 3 to 4 years, has the pain slightly subsided. But even in such intense suffering, although I thought I might die like this, I never once thought I want to die. What does this mean? Answer. Let me ask you something. Are you grateful for being taught through GONG or not? Questioner. I'm grateful. I am someone who teaches this study. But even while studying, if you're asking, why am I not getting better, such a person will never get better. Among all my lectures, there's one thing I say with absolute clarity. If someone is studying with greed, aiming to fix their lower back, they will never heal. Your back started hurting, and in seeking a solution, you met this teacher. At first, you may have wanted your back to get better, but you ended up meeting a teacher who gave you something far greater, this profound Dharma. Isn't that something to be thankful for? We lived the wrong way simply because there was no one to awaken us. If someone sets us on the right path and helps us live properly, then we should take that and be grateful. If your suffering became so intense, to the point where your back felt like it was breaking, that means you had lived that much wrongly, and sowed many wrong things. Humans are born into this world not to suffer, unless they live wrongly. What unfolds in your life is meant to help improve your circumstances from within your current environment. But when we have greed, complain that things aren't going our way, blame others, or grow bad habits, that's when we bring hardship upon ourselves. Also, if you disrespect others, act arrogantly, or look down on people thinking you're better than them, these are not righteous actions. Such things pile up and make life extremely difficult. If you believe the teacher is supposed to heal you through this study, then it won't work. Instead, you should think, I'm so fortunate to have met a teacher and this opportunity to study. And then just study earnestly. As you continue learning, your body starts healing, hardships dissolve, and such transformations naturally begin. If I ever said, I'll heal you, so study this, people wouldn't follow my teaching properly. And if they didn't get better, they'd start blaming me. That's why I never say, I'll heal you. I heal you without you knowing. So what do I say instead? You're lacking in understanding. Just study hard. If you've discovered this teaching, it's something to be joyful about. Some people, after severely damaging their bodies, think that merely studying will fix everything. That's not how it works. As you study, someone with the right skills might come along to help you, accept that help when it comes. We're struggling now because we weren't taught properly, or we tried but didn't succeed, or we simply lived wrongly without knowing. So this study teaches us to make a little effort and move forward. If it helps your study, guides your life, and makes a difference, be thankful. If it moves you to tears, cry. If the teacher's dialect makes you laugh, laugh. When it's fun, enjoy it. When it hits your heart like a dagger, accept it. As you go through this, your difficulties will resolve. If energy is blocked and doesn't circulate, you can't heal. But if that dagger-like pain is embraced, it's like the dagger being pulled out, and energy starts flowing again. The human body is remarkably powerful, it recovers quickly. Nowadays, the internet has everything you need to take care of your own health. It's not just about hospitals, people with real knowledge are sharing powerful healing methods online. Why? Because we live in a time where talents and knowledge are being shared. Before running to the hospital, just search online, how can I heal this condition? You'll find the answers. Don't just stop at one page, read everything. As you read more, you'll realize, oh, this is something I can try myself. Then do it, and your body will start to heal. If you're not good at it, ask a friend who is and get help. Eventually, you'll heal. These days, doctors aren't the only answer. There are things hospitals must do, but what you can and should do yourself, you must do. We can't just rely on hospitals alone anymore. This study teaches not only fundamental principles, but also how to navigate society, how to recognize meaningful connections and support around you. If you're unaware of these things, learn them one by one. Once you understand even a single thing, make the most of it and use it to solve your problems. As you study, your eyes will open. Your thoughts will become correct. You'll start noticing your surroundings. You'll begin to see flowers as flowers, where before they were just there. The teacher does not heal with hands. This world already holds all the solutions. What the teacher does is show you the way. If you don't know the way, you can't solve your suffering. But every hardship can be resolved. So if someone's body is hurting, remember, I created this pain myself. Start with this study that teaches you properly. Then, when you learn how to heal, take action, everything will start to be resolved. And if you can't resolve it yourself, the right people will be sent to you. Anyone who studies diligently will be helped. If your finances are hard, they'll improve. If your family is broken, it'll be set right. If your body is sick, it will heal. Everything will start moving in that direction. So don't worry. If you feel lacking in any way, just study hard. Question summary. The questioner said that after starting Junbiop, right Dharma, lectures, their physical condition worsened. After 3 to 4 years, the pain slightly eased, but they are still suffering. Despite this, they never once thought, I want to die, only, I might die from this. They asked what this means. Summary of the teacher's response. Pain comes from past wrong living. Physical and emotional pain is often the result of past wrong actions or thoughts. This suffering is an opportunity to correct your life. Meeting the teacher is a blessing. Be grateful for the teacher and the teaching, not just focused on healing. The purpose of study is not to heal the body. Instead, the study helps you change your thoughts, open your eyes, and let your energy flow again. As your mindset changes, healing naturally follows. Don't wait, take action. Use the internet, study, and seek help from skilled people if needed. The modern world provides information and tools, you must use them. Study opens the way in all areas. If you can't fix something alone, the right people, connections, will be sent to help you. What matters is your willingness to admit your lack and keep studying. Small diamond one-line core message. The goal of study is not to heal your body, but when you live rightly through study, healing will follow. I wrote the story based on the above article. Title: Miracles come to those who walked. 5 years ago, Sun Mira injured her back and had been living in constant pain ever since. The hospital couldn't pinpoint the exact cause, and the treatment progressed slowly. As she felt her body deteriorating, what surprised her was that she never once thought, I want to die. Instead, an overwhelming fear lingered. I might just die like this. Then, like a ray of light in her dark life, something found her. On a friend's recommendation, she stumbled upon a series of lectures called Junbiop, Right Dharma. At first, she thought cynically, what could this possibly do for me? But one day, while limping around the house and doing chores, she played a YouTube video in the background, and was unexpectedly drawn in by the warm, dialect-filled voice of the teacher. Lower your back, you say? If you approach it with greed, it won't heal. If you demand healing, it won't come. Real study is about learning to live righteously. Mira found herself listening more closely. At first, she was angry. What does he know about this kind of pain? But as days, months, and even years passed, she came to understand. It wasn't just her body that was in pain. It was the years of suppressed emotions, the habits of blaming others and loathing herself, and her dependency on others to fix everything. That was the true source of her suffering. Her life had simply veered off course. One day, the teacher said this in a lecture: if your body hurts now, it's because you made it that way. So first, learn the teachings that help you live right. That night, Mira stood silently in front of a mirror. Her face was bare, her back slightly bent, deep lines around her eyes. But in her gaze, a faint light of awakening began to shine. Quietly, she said to herself, all right. From now on, I won't resent anymore. I'll try to live the right way. She began listening to the Junbiop lectures every day. At first, the more she listened, the more her heart ached, and she cried often. But at some point, she began to laugh. The teacher's humorous tone, the sincerity wrapped in his dialect, and most of all, the feeling that she was slowly changing, all gave her hope, even in pain. She watched videos on her phone, searched the internet for stretching exercises and natural remedies, and began applying them. In the past, she would have dismissed it all, that won't help. But now, every bit of information felt precious. On some days, she asked a close friend to help massage her back. Other days, she walked 10 minutes in the park. Every step hurt, but she didn't stop. Then one day, she suddenly realized, wait, the pain's less. No one had healed her. She hadn't taken any special medication. Her mindset had shifted, and her body followed. One deep autumn afternoon, she stood before a park bench, looking at blooming chrysanthemums. She opened her arms wide and took a deep breath. Tears welled in her eyes. Were flowers always this beautiful? In that moment, she knew, she was healing. Her body wasn't fully recovered, but her heart had lightened, and the world looked different. A calm she had never known before began to settle into her everyday life. A few days later, she left a comment beneath a Junbiop lecture. Dear teacher, my back hasn't fully healed yet. But my life has improved so much. After letting go of greed and choosing to study, I've realized that being in pain isn't always a bad thing. Thank you. I will keep walking. Because miracles come to those who walk. Her comment quietly touched the hearts of many. And for someone else out there, it became the seed of a small miracle. The end.